I almost didn't post this one. Not because nothing happened this month, but because actually everything happened, right? And most of it was ugly. And my first instinct every single time is to clean it up before I show you, right? Straighten up my desk, smile a little bigger, cut the part where I looked like I didn't know what I was doing. But I'm not going to do that today, right? Hey, if you're new here, then I want to welcome you. I'm Isai Rodriguez, and this is the Home Business Hustle. I'm currently building something on the side of my 9-to-5, and every week I show you exactly what that looks like. Not the highlight reel, but the actual thing. So if you're a working dad who's tired of being successful on paper, but broke on time, then you're in the right place. We don't do the guru hype here. We don't do the laptop on a beach fairy tale. We just do the work that actually works. So, yeah, let's get right into it. This month was crazy, first of all. Like, it ended up looking like me taking 3 steps forward and then about 2.5 steps back. So here's what happened. The month started off great. I started with a plan. It was a real plan, written down, dated, the whole shebang. And by week 2, I think it was, or halfway through week 2, it was already wrong. Not wrong because, it was lazy or just wasn't connecting, but it was wrong because I built it sitting at a desk, imagining how the month would go. Not sure if you can relate with that, but there I was, sitting at my desk, built out the month strategy. And then the month showed up and didn't ask for permission to happen, right? So, first of all, I had this one piece of content that I was proud of, right? I spent real time on it, posted it, and it did nothing, right? Crickets, if you will. The kind of nothing that makes you sit there, hitting the refresh button, looking at the numbers like they're going to change, like if you stare at it hard enough, right? Are you with me? I don't know if you've ever been in that position, but that's where I was. I thought the plan was the hard part, right? But that's not it. The plan wasn't the hard part. It was never the hard part. The hard part is what you do that Tuesday after the plan falls apart, right? After you post that video or whatever, that piece of content, and it does nothing. What do you do at that point, right? When nobody's watching and there's no highlight reel version of, I kept pushing forward. I kept going anyway, right? So here's what I actually did. Not the theory, but the mechanics. So first of all, I stopped rebuilding the plan from scratch every time it broke, right? That was my old habit, if you will, right? Something goes sideways, I'd scrap it, and then I start over. But long story short, that's not adjusting, right? That's essentially quitting in slow motion and calling it like I'm pivoting. That's all that is, right? The second thing is that I started tracking the one number that actually counted rather than 10 of them, right? Did I show up today? Yes or no? That's it, right? Not views, not likes, not any of the vanity stuff that'll wreck your week if you let it, right? Just showed up and did the work, right? That's all that's all that matters. Did the work happen? Because here's the truth that nobody puts on that motivational poster is that consistency looks boring from the outside and feels awful from the inside, right? When you're on the inside looking out, it's terrible, right? And it's still, no matter, that being the case, right? That being true and all, it's still the only thing that's ever worked for anybody, ever, right? Are you with me? So I realized something right then and there. I realized that I was the problem. Plain and simple. It was me, not the algorithm, not the market, me. Me overcomplicating something that just needed me to show up and do the plain, unsexy version of the work, right? So what changed? Well, honestly, not the results yet. I'll be straight with you. This isn't the part where I tell you, I cracked the code and now everything's easy, because that's not the case. That's not this video. That's not what it's all about, right? What changed was me, right? I stopped needing the month to go according to plan in order for it to feel like it counted, right? That's it. That's the whole shift. It's a mental one. You have to stop expecting everything to go according to plan, because most times it's not. You have to learn to think on your toes a bit, pivot when you need to pivot, whatever that may be in your case, right? And it sounds small, but it's the difference between a guy who quits at the ugly part and a guy who's still standing here next month showing you the same messy desk, one version further along. So that's this month. Unfiltered. No income screenshots. No here's the secret. No pretending that I've made it, right? That I've arrived, because I haven't yet, right? I'm still building right alongside you if you're doing the same thing. But that's it. We're grinding it out together, one thing at a time. Everything is a little step. You put one foot in front of the other, in front of the other. The next day you do the same thing. Put one foot in front of the other, in front of the other, and you continue on, and you make it through the desert, right? So listen, if this hit something for you, if you've had a month where the plan fell apart for you and you kept going anyway, go check today's social post, right? I put something up specially about this, and I want to hear which part landed for you. Oh, and if you want the day-to-day version of this, not the weekly version or like the daily version, that's what the emails are for. I write it myself every day, same guy, same desk. Links below, all right? All right, my friends, that's all for today. This was a personal one. This was a little bit more raw, right? I hope you enjoyed it, but remember, information without execution is just a hobby. And I know you didn't click on this video because you needed another hobby. You clicked because you're ready to build something that lasts. So go hug your kids and then go and do the work. But first, don't forget to hit the link in the description for your free guide, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Let's get to work, man. Take care. Bye.